The reason why Tinubu go to UK, they say they don't finally expose am o. If you watch this video, you go say, hey, na this thing dey happen. Abeg, they say that the Ukraine is now becoming the strongest country as almighty Russia could not defeat them. They say Ukraine don finally enter the war wey dey happen for inside Middle East. But we go play the video of wetin Tinubu go UK go do. Most of una no know wetin dey happen. You go know am for this video. Share and follow this page for more updates. Stay tuned as this our brother don expose Tinubu in UK.
Thursday, March 19 is today, 2026. Good evening, everyone. What is that thing that Tinubu and so many elites in Nigeria know that we, the common people, the masses, are not aware? There is something that these people knows about that we are not aware. Stay with me in this video. Let's talk about this. And I want to start from talking about Tinubu's outing in the United Kingdom. Listen, it is awesome. Tinubu has been enjoying his visit in the UK. And I think if Tinubu is supposed to last like 90 years, this outing alone will make him to last 92 years. He's enjoying himself. He feel that he have arrived, like in the UK, in the palace. The queen is here, the king is here. In fact, I have fulfilled my dream. Everything I want to be on earth, I have arrived. That is what could be going on in the mind of Tinubu right now. I think it is good for him as a person. Mind you, he is a president. I don't have personal issue with anybody. I have issue with people's policy or how people's policy affect humanity or how your belief affect humanity. That is what I am against. I don't have anything personally with anyone. Now, I saw the Minister of Finance of Nigeria signing something about a Apapa port with the UK, of which I know that the money will still go back to UK and the corrupt politician. And apart from that, the Royal Palace, King Charles made a statement that Nigerians are spending millions upon millions of pounds every year for tourism in the United Kingdom. Not even people are paying school fees. Like, he was just saying that Nigeria is contributing greatly to the economy of the United Kingdom. That is what he was saying. And he praised Nigeria for that and said, Nigeria has arrived. You know what that means now? Nigeria have arrived. It means that everything is okay. So, that sounds good on the surface. But deep down in Nigeria, the reality on ground is sorrow, pain, and blood. This is the regular trademark we see every day. Sorrow, pain, and blood. Kidnapping, bombing, killing of soldiers, killing of civilians, war. That is the reality on ground. But this reality on ground is not seen among these politicians. Like this elite, not only politicians, including businessmen like Aliko Dangote, then Mubi Kubana, then this elite in Nigeria, what is going on in Nigeria doesn't affect them. Even though their brother just died on the war front, Boko Haram just killed their brother, you won't see it in them. Now the question comes that what is this thing that these people know that we don't know? There is something they know that is making them not to feel sorry about what is going on. Now, you see, Nigeria is at war. The soldiers dying in Nigeria outnumbered the soldiers dying either in Israel or America or Ukraine in this ongoing war. Then, someone would think, should Benjamin Netanyahu traveling at this moment to UK for ceremony? Will the new Iranian leader, supreme leader, the son of Ayatollah, though they said the missile have crippled him, he's in one place, but if he's okay, can he just travel to UK while the country is at war? Even at this moment, US is not at war, okay? But Donald Trump cannot just travel out for ceremonial something. Talk less of Nigeria, that your country, your home country, your soil is at war. You are there feeling like nothing is happening. There is something they know that you don't know. And what could that be? Number one, they have envisaged the end of Nigeria, where it is going to. They already have a roadmap where the Nigeria state is going to. Now, for me to tell you this, apart from the money Tinubu is giving to state governors, giving them a lot of money because they devalued Naira, I want to let you know that Tinubu is taking 90% of the development from the federal level to Lagos State. He knows the reason why he's doing that. You don't know, but he knows why he's doing that. This is not just all about I'm the president, let me work for my people because the presidency will leave Yoruba land tomorrow. No, that is not it. There is something the man knows that you don't know. And I think, in my own opinion, that these people believe that Nigeria is not going to remain like this. They have envisaged where Nigeria is going to. So because of that, no matter what is going on now, they already know that Nigeria is conquered. Their properties are in abroad, their doctors, everything is in abroad. And that is why any place they travel to, they see them as people coming from a rich country. But statistics don't lie. Even though not be statistic, we go chop. But statistics don't lie. You see, Nigeria is the number 4 most deadliest, most terrorized country on earth. But I think the statistic is rigged, because I know Nigeria is the most, terrorized country on earth. Then another one about the most dangerous country to live right now. Nigeria tops number 1. And if Borno State is a state, is a country, Borno State alone is also number 5 the whole world. I want you to go and check these statistics. Go and Google everything and verify for yourself. Also go to Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, owned by the Nigerian state, and understand the statistic of what is going on in Nigeria. Even though Tinubu doesn't even believe in statistics, he doesn't care. Like, anything that is going on, or you on your own. He's not on social media. He said he don't read on social media, that it makes his BP to go up. A president of Gen Zs, he don't read social media according to him, because it will make his BP to go up. Like, this is very dangerous. So these people, they actually know that Nigeria, there is no headway. They actually understand that there is no roads about all these things. So they decided to just keep quiet and start writing, going on, like, let people continue to die, no official statement, no protection of soldiers. What is going on, let it continue. And I remember the word of Tinubu: if I fight insecurity, they will kill me. That was what Tinubu told Haja Natasha, and she came to Arise News and exposed Tinubu. That she asked Tinubu, what are you going to do for my people regarding insecurity? What is your plan to stop this insecurity? I campaigned for Buhari, and Buhari didn't do anything. So I don't want to fall into another one wagon. Please kindly stipulate it for me. What is your prescription or your plans to stopping this insecurity? Tinubu said, no. Don't go there. It's a red zone. If I, the president, fights insecurity, they will kill me. It is on there. Let Tinubu come and deny it. Up to today, Tinubu couldn't deny it. Tinubu did not deny it. And he cannot, because that was the actual statement that came from him. The woman is still alive. Tinubu is still alive. That is what Tinubu refused to say. No, I didn't say so. So if the president said that if he fights insecurity, they will kill him, who is going to kill him? Probably King Charles that he went to meet. Yes, there must be a governing council. You know why? When I was in higher institution, there is something that a problem that might come between the student union and the vice chancellor, or they call them the Senate, student affairs, or if it's in the College of Education, provost, if it is in the Polytechnic, provost as well. So if the tension is very much between the student union and the school body, they will leave the school and go to the governing council. That is the state government if it is a state school. To Federal Ministry of Education if it is a federal school. So the governing council will intervene. So for Tinubu to say that if he fights insecurity, they will kill him, definitely there is a governing council that wants this insecurity because there is something they want to achieve. Now, I want you to write it on the comment section. I don't know what you understand about what these people know that we don't know. But what do you think that is making them to just keep quiet while Nigeria continue to go down? But this elite, they don't care about anything. They continue to do what they are doing, not paying attention to the death toll and everything that is going on. What is that thing that they know that we don't know? Let me know in the comment section. This is the afternoon of Thursday, the 19th day of March, 2026. Long time ago, Africa missed the opportunity to become one of the powerful continents in the world. After the Nigerian and Biafra war, the world knew that black race have technology of their own, that they can manufacture weapons, that they can bring a game-changing weapons in every war. And one of the weapons that the West were eyeing that time was the weapon of mass destruction that was manufactured by the Biafran soldiers. It is called Ogbunigwe. Ogbunigwe is like version of atomic bomb, a weapon of mass destruction. And if you compare it to what we have today, it's more powerful than all these hypersonic and ballistic missiles that you are seeing today. But you see, the opportunity that Africa lost that time is the opportunity Ukraine refused to lose. Ukraine is entering into the war stage at this moment. Countries like America, Israel, United Arab Emirates, I mean the Gulf nations, they are all now looking at Ukraine, hoping for assistance for Ukraine. Something happened yesterday that changed the world, especially the war between Israel and Iran right now. Iran is now panicking, and Russia knew that the game is over for Iran. But why is it that nobody is talking about this? Now, before I move forward, let me take you back. The reason why I said that Africa lost the opportunity to be at the war stage, where they were supposed to be relying on the Nigeria system if they had, built up a good country and never stopped the technology of the Biafran soldiers who manufacture Ogbunigwe, the aeroplane diesel then, and so many bombs, so many kind of things they manufacture to sustain their war. And after the war, Nigeria stopped the University of Science and Technology then that they were using to manufacture all these things. That is the opportunity Africa will never get again. But Ukraine refused that such opportunity will be misused. Now, what happened? Yesterday, the Ukraine that you people don't know that it has power to change the world stepped out and deployed their troops to the Gulf countries. Now, before I move forward, I want you to listen to Zelensky.
There are 201 Ukrainians in the Middle East and Gulf region, and another 34 are ready to deploy. We do not want this terror of the Iranian regime against its neighbors to succeed. And I sent these military experts at the request of our partners, including the United States. We are capable of producing at least 2,000 effective and combat-proven interceptors every day. We can produce more. It depends on investment. We need about 1,000 interceptors a day, and we can supply at least another 1,000 a day to our allies.
Now, I know that so many people will just be thinking and saying in their mind, who is Ukraine? Is it not Ukraine that Russia have been bombarding? Yes. Ukraine is using the opportunity of their weakness to change the world because of the war between their country and Russia. At the beginning of Russia and Ukraine war, after Russia started using hypersonic missiles, of which they are using till tomorrow, but Russia discovered that hypersonic missile is costing millions upon millions of dollars. They now started relying on Iranian drones. Iran started shipping drones to Russia. So Russia every day was using Shahid drones. It cost $50,000. And guess what? To intercept this drone that costs about $50,000, you've got to spend millions of anti-missile systems to intercept it. You know what happened? Ukraine started building $1,000 interceptor to stop Iranian drone that Russia have been using. So when Russia discovered after like 2 years inside this war, Russia have to start relying only on hypersonic missile to penetrate Iran because Iran already built an anti-drone system into their country and it costs just $1,000. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This war that is going on between Iran and Israel and America, what Iran was relying is that the US and Israel cannot sustain this war because their missiles cost a lot. Our ballistic missiles, we know that it is remaining small. We can be using it once in a week or once in a month. Then let us use drone to be fighting. And as you can see, all these Gulf countries, airports, and their refineries, Iran has been using the Shahid drones to, bomb them. And guess what? To intercept these drones, you have to use $1 million just to intercept 50,000 drones. It's not sustainable. Yeah, it's not sustainable. Maybe America can sustain it because they have the money and their budget is $1 trillion, but it doesn't make sense to the end. And that is where Ukraine steps in. Ukraine is now using just $1,000 to counter 50,000 Iranian drones. And Iran is now panicking. This is what they have started yesterday as Ukraine deploys troops to the Middle East. You know why I am saying all these things? Africa lost the opportunity to be at the war stage. Now, everybody is now believing and relying on Ukraine. Ukraine is becoming a powerful country once again. Ukraine, with $1,000, can stop any drone on Earth. Can stop any drone, any war drone on Earth. With $1,000, Ukraine can stop it. This is because the Iranian drones was used against them and They went into air defense system and counter it. Now, the question I'm putting forth, why I'm trying to explain this thing to people like this is because, after Nigerian and Biafra war, they set up a committee. They called people who were manufacturing bombs and everything. Because this is what they have never seen before. Britain, like, they were seeing Biafrans as a threat. The world was seeing them as a threat. Despite the countries that came together to fight against these people, there is no place they were bringing weapons, go on block Calabar, no places that weapons supposed to come into the country. They blocked the air, the sea, everywhere. But these people were sustaining the war, bombing, killing them. Like, they started asking questions. What kind of technology were these people using? So this technology is what the world don't want to come out. And they were able to convince Gowon to, after setting up a committee of these experts, scientists, that they should show them, teach them how to manufacture all these things. They later dismiss them and they make sure that this technology never work again. At that time, they even shut the school, that department. Now, I am telling you this. Africa lost the opportunity to be great. You see, the reason why sometimes if we come out and say there is a problem, like in Nigeria, you can't build the kind of countries that you want to see at this moment. The technology to build all these counter drones and all these things, we have it in Nigeria. We have the human resources. We have people that can build it. The technology that's supposed to enter the world stage and start a game-changing warfare. We have it. But where is the system to build it? If you want to build it, they will see you as a threat. They will eliminate you. Before you doubt me, there was a 20-something years old Air Force personnel in Nigeria, a Yoruba girl. Go and ask question how the girl died. You see, in Africa, especially Nigeria, we have two cultures, two value systems packed up into one country. Or more than two value systems. They pack them up in a country. Because of that, it is very difficult for you to advance because what you want, others don't want it. What others want, you don't want it. And you're in the same country. We have all this technology. We can do it. But no opportunity to do it. You see why we have been saying that we want to build a country. We need to build a country. And people will say, you are already in one. Why can't you join hands and let us build Nigeria? Is it a matter of joining hands? No, is it a matter of joining hands? A country you can't elect a leader that can lead you. The military cannot fight independent. The military cannot consistently kill terrorists. They will dismiss you or they will wipe you away for killing terrorists. People have the ideology of supporting the terrorists. Like, you cannot progress in such a country. Africa have the greatest problem. This problem was in Europe before. Remember this former Yugoslavia? Remember this European Union that people are praising today? They have to go into their different countries. Former Roman Empire consists of so many countries, especially these Latin countries. I call them Latin countries, the French, the Portugal, the Spain, Italy, all these countries. I call them Latin countries because their language, if you can understand French, Portuguese language, Spanish, Italian language, if you just know Latin, you can understand the rest of the language because all of them is like a Latin language from the former Roman Empire. What I'm trying to say is this. The world is changing. And only people who can advance in technology can make it in life. Look at Ukraine is now changing the war in the Middle East. And I can tell you that because of this, the air defense system that America was deploying to all these Gulf nations, Ukraine need them to intercept the hypersonic missile of Russia. Because they already have the opportunity to manufacture how to counter Iranian drones that Russia is using. So they need more of this Iron Dome defense system in Ukraine. So Ukraine is stepping out to providing solution. Now, I'm glad Ukraine is now great again. Ukraine is now great again. People will now be going to Ukraine to negotiate for all these things. Anyway, let's look at what is about to happen in the Middle East from this moment onward. Because very unfortunately, America bombers and B-2 State Spirit plane, they have, destroyed many Iranian drones and missile systems underground. If they did not destroy them, they have locked access to them. They bombed so many of them. Who made this secret to them? It was Iranian Revolutionary Guard members who were close to Ayatollah. And he was a member of Mossad. So he leaked all this position to Ukraine and Israel. So Ukraine at this moment still have missiles, but very, very limited. That is why you're seeing that they are now sending missile to Israel once in 3 days now. They are trying to delay it so that people will think that they are still fighting. Why using drones? They have a lot of drones. In fact, they keep drones even in their houses, in mosques, everywhere. The drone is everywhere. So the drone they are using now to attack Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, they are really attacking them all. So all these drones is where the game-changing Ukraine comes in. It is over. But let's watch and see what is going to happen. But I want to let you know that Ukraine is becoming great once again. And this is what was expected that the Biafran people in Nigeria then, after the war, supposed to do. But Nigeria stopped them. This is the story of a great nation in Africa that Britain and some people in Nigeria never want to come out. They don't want them to come out. They don't want them to be great. They don't want them to release their technologies to the world. But you know what? If one road closes, another one will open. There are, plans to go back to these, technologies. We are deploying talents. We are planning. We are meeting. If Nigeria did not give us a way to do all these things, I know so many Nigerians who are in Russia, who are in US, who are in Israel, who are in all these countries. They are into their technological system. They are doing absolutely well. So many of them, the world don't want you to know it. The world don't want you to know it. So if Nigeria, Africa refuse that we are not going to grow from there, no problem. We'll grow from elsewhere. But I just want to let you know that you see all these interceptors, all these things you are seeing, we have the people, the human resources that knows how to do all these things. And we'll get there. Congratulations to Ukraine.
Share this video and drop your own opinion in comment section as you don't read.